So the Cannonball Run. What is a Cannonball Run, first of all?
So a Cannonball Run, I was thinking that it had something to do with pirates, something to do with...
It was my favorite movie when I think it came out when I was like 8 years old. Remember Burt Reynolds, Sally Field? They had to drive from like one end of the country to the other, and they had to do it. I don't remember what the reason was, but they had to do it in a big 18-wheeler. You never saw the movie, huh? It probably doesn't hold up. But anyway, the movie's called
movie with Burt Reynolds. And
it was called Cannonball Run, and he drove a Camaro to try and get the police off their tail. Anyway, I can't sing any of the songs.
This is Cannonball Run.
But I think that's why it's called a Cannonball Run, when you try and go as fast as you can across the country.
I don't think this is a different movie.
Look it up on your phone.
Burt Reynolds movie where he drives across the country. Okay, there is one called...
It's Cannonball Run.
Okay, that's one called...
I'm right. That's where it comes from.
Smoking the Bandit. That's what I was thinking of. All right.
What was the second movie? Cannonball Run? Yeah, illegal road race across the country. Oh, okay, it's the second. Okay.
I was right. It was Smokey and the Bandit.
I was thinking of Smokey and the Bandit. Sorry. Cannonball Run was when it was 1981, and a whole bunch of them had a legal race across the country.
Yeah.
So, is this illegal?
No, what we're talking about now is not illegal.
Oh, okay. So, did they break a record?
They broke a record.
What was the record?
The previous record was 55 hours.
So, 55 hours to do what?
So, they went from LA to New York.
Wow.
So the previous record was 55 hours.
Okay.
They did it in 51 hours and 47 minutes.
And what did they drive in?
They drove in a Tesla Model S. This was an 85D. And this was a 2015 Midnight Silver 85D. So the last person to do it did it in a 90D with the new front fascia and everything, which is slightly more aerodynamic. So they've done it in a less efficient car.
Wow.
They were able to do this.
Why did they do this?
They did this to raise awareness about human trafficking, which is something that we don't talk a lot about.
Wow.
So Jordan Hart, who is the sort of the mastermind behind this whole idea, said when a close friend shared her story of captivity in the sex trade and her subsequent freedom and journey of healing, the seriousness of this issue hit home for me. I felt a deep sense that I needed to do something about it. There was power in her story, that even with the deep scars that human trafficking leaves on a person's soul and body, restoration can take place. Through much therapy and spiritual recovery, victims can find freedom and joy and a new life. My passion for electric cars gave me the idea to challenge the cross-country record as a way to compound our efforts. Tesla's vehicles are attention-grabbing, so driving their car will enable us to get the message out on a massive scale.
Wow. So how can we support his group?
So you can check out their website, which we posted a link down below, and you can become a sponsor of their program, which is to help promote awareness. So definitely go check that out and help support them. So thank you so much for supporting us. We couldn't do this every week without your support, so thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I mean, we got a comment from one of our Patreons last week that he said he feels guilty that we're showing this content only to you, our Patreons. But I want to tell you, the reason you feel guilty is because you're a nice person. Nice people feel guilty when nice things happen just for them. Don't feel guilty. You are helping us. We want to give you a little bit of thanks back to you. And don't forget that we have so many stories every week that we can't get to.
Right.
So we basically, so every week there's stories you don't hear.
Every week there's a list of stories, and they're all arranged in like, oh, I really want to put this one in, but I can't fit it.
Right.
This was that story this week.
Right.
So you wouldn't have heard it on Tesla Time News anyway.
Right. It was a bonus.
You have totally allowed us to, record an extra story and ship it off just for you. So thank you so much for watching and listening and supporting us. It's wonderful.
It really makes a difference. It really feeds into our souls, because when we hear of a new Patreon, we are just all over our Slack like, woohoo, we got a new Patreon.
Woohoo.
Like somebody likes us out there.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing what you do. We're going to keep trying to do what we do.
All right. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Now you know.